Okay, let's try to redo this now that the baby's busy. Man, what a day, man. Oh my gosh, this baby done drained the life out of me. Man, okay. Business in life is simple. Okay, let's talk about it. So, I was making the video talking about how like most people are kind of being tricked or whatever, and there are like deeper nefarious things happening that I'm not mentioning, but most of the time people don't really know what's going on, and since you don't know what's going on, you're going to get tricked, right? I used to talk about that before, and it's not really funny, but it is kind of funny because like I just got a basically I just had this training call with a client's, I guess, employee or whatever, and they're like, "Ooh, I like this CRM." They got the CRM that I'm giving out or whatever, and the CRM really doesn't really do anything without strategy. Like none of this stuff matters if you don't really understand what you're looking at. Doesn't really matter what you think you're looking at. Only thing that matters is if you know what you're doing or not, right? And if you don't know, you're just wasting your time. And people don't know that. Like people cannot really like figure that part out. That's like the hard part for people, right? Because you can basically like I remember when I was starting and I'd be like, "Oh, we got the CRM. Oh, we got real estate notes. Oh, we have I don't know, business tools here, persuasion here, training here, this there, right?" And here I am, up in debt to my eyeballs, randomly always up and down with the debt, always up and down with the training, always up and down with the shit, right? And that's like a part of it, and that's something that people don't talk about. It's like the discoveries that you're making, and then once you finally get enough data, you'll probably finally have like gray hair, right? You'll be old. So the people who are really young doing this, they kind of really are not experts at what they're doing. They're just like better than you, right? So this is like it's kind of like frustrating a little bit. Okay, hold on. And it's not because they're doing okay. It's because most people aren't really doing anything, and that's really what's happening. They're not really doing anything. They're doing like zero, because it's actually like pretty simple to get clients. It's pretty simple to buy houses with no money down and with some money and all the other shit. It's actually like pretty simple, but nobody actually knows what they're doing. So since they don't really understand like the whole picture, it kind of leaves them in the dark with all these questions. Hence why they don't really get started, because they're afraid they're really going to mess up, right? Which is like a part of the journey. That's like a part of it, right? Is to discover what's happening, put together the pieces, and as you're putting together the pieces, you're like, oh, okay, well, this one goes here and that goes here. Why is this person saying this and why is this person saying that? But if you're not getting like particular insider data, then you're really not going to know what's going on, because you're not like even the stuff I talk about here. It's like random me just yapping, kind of ranting, whatever, right? But it's still useful. But the person watching this, if you're not talking to me one on one, you really don't have a clue what's going on. People think they know, but they don't know. I just got finished watching this video talking about Gnostic Christians and Gnosis, and I'm like, okay, like this is what I put together on my own before, because I was reading different things, putting together, language, putting together. I was like, okay, like this makes sense. Here's what I think is happening. Okay, here's what, and I'm just like hypothesizing what's happening, and then this guy makes a whole video talking about everything I hypothesized. I was like, okay, I guess this is the confirmation phase where I start to get confirm all the data that I've gotten, right? And then you get, after you confirm most of the data, then you basically have a final hypothesis or a final test, and then after that, then the game is over, right? Whatever the game is. So I did the same thing with business. I did the same thing with real estate. I did the same thing with IT. I did the same thing with dating, or just the same stuff. And it's basically, and I'm like a little like exhausted. The baby like drained me. Okay, it's the same process with this stuff. Okay, and like everybody wants it to be this super secret thing that they're going to figure out, and it's not. It's just a bunch of shit that you're going to learn over time. And over time, the thing that people hate, right? Like, I'm not rich tomorrow. It's like, no, no, you will have money though. You'll have money and you'll do okay. But that's like the whole trick. One of the tricks is that you want to be rich. You're missing the point. It's not about being rich. It's about you just building the muscle to learn how to take care of yourself. If you look at it that way, you're going to enjoy the ride. It's easier. I wish I knew that. Wish I knew that. I didn't know that. I'm thinking I got to be rich tomorrow. I'm thinking I had to be rich and I got to be making 50,000 a day and I got to be a millionaire. I got to be like Jeff Bezos. Like, am I like a fruit cup or something? Like, what's going on with me? Like, what's going on? You know, and I had all these like doubts and questions and, all this stuff. And, the other guys, they had the same issues, but they just don't talk about it out loud. And that's like a part of it, right? And you're not going to know that until you get in some of the rooms and you're just like, oh, okay, I'm not just feeling like this. Is everybody feeling like this? And then I started to realize entrepreneurs are very unhealthy, unstable people looking for validation a lot of times. Right. Then there's the other guys who are okay, but they just don't know how to make the money because they're not willing to pay. And then there's the other guys who basically is like too smart. They're too smart, and then they can't figure out what to do because they're too smart. Right. And when you hear that, like, there's plenty of people say, "Don't be so smart." Like the dumb guys are the guys who make money. They're lying. Like everybody's lying about like anything. They're just lying. I'm telling you right now, everybody's lying. They're all lying. Like they're all lying because they're trying to get you to buy something. They're not really talking to you until you buy and you're able to have a conversation with somebody one on one. Listen to them, ask questions, then decipher what they're saying and put it together. Then you don't really know the truth. You don't really know the truth, and that's the harsh reality. And that's why I said, like, I would, if I had to start over, I would not be reading books. I would just talk to people. I'd be talking to people, right? If I could start over, I'd be like, hey, I'm just going to go online, make this podcast, try to get as many successful people in here, really just talk to them. Really just talk and say, okay, this is how this person is. Well, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And tell me about your thoughts on this, right? And that's what I pay people for. I pay for that. Like, I don't really actually pay for, I never paid for like actual sit down training. I've only paid for perspective. Always. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm friends with somebody, I'm talking to them for their perspective. Hey, what's up, Ted? Let's see. I can admit being institutionalized. I don't have my glasses there in the other room, and just slightly afraid to transition out of the job. Freedom seems to come at a cost. We all know what it's worth, but I gotta enjoy the ride. Yes, that's why I talked to Carlos. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for that good little testimony there, y'all. Okay. All right. So yeah, like even me, I'm still getting like I'm honest on here. So like I'm like, I might lose, I might go broke, and maybe this, maybe that, right? But the older you get, the more you're out of this, right? If I'm in my like in next 2 to 5 years, basically I'm like, okay, I already learned most of the lessons you're gonna learn. So there's really not any room for like making mistakes at that point. You get it because you've made enough mistakes and you're old now. You get it, you're older, you're like in your 40s going to your 50s. This is why you see most entrepreneurs are old and gray haired. Most entrepreneurs that are successful, they're old. Okay, they're going to be in your 40s or 50s if you're doing it the regular way. If you're doing it the other way, you may get rich while you're young, but you're missing the whole point because it's not really about being rich. Like what do you consider making $1 million a year a lot? Because it's not a lot of money. It's actually like pretty low. Even 2 million or 5 million a year is actually like almost $0. It's like almost no money to a regular person. It sounds like a lot until you know what you're capable of. Then you're going to say, "Oh, well, of course." And then you're going to have this question in your head, "Damn, do I even want to do this though?" You get it? This is what I talk about in the chat because it's like it's real simple. When you start having enough deal flow coming into the door and you realize that, man, there is so much opportunity out here. It doesn't really matter what the news is saying. It doesn't matter what the president is saying. It doesn't matter what the Federal Reserve is saying. Most people are just making shit up as they go, and they're lying to you because they know you don't know anything. Like you literally, like I'm literally saying that they know you don't know anything. I know people don't know, but I don't abuse people. That's the only difference. I just tell the truth because I'm just like that. I'm not ADHD. Okay, yeah. So right, but at the same time, I didn't really like people lying to me. I didn't like that. It's basically abusive. Imagine me driving around in a car and then never telling you, hey, yeah, this is actually bullshit. Don't focus on this shit, man. It feels nice, but no, this it's not the real thing that matters, man. It's about the ride. It's about the development of yourself. That's the real thing, right? But imagine if I never said that, and I'm actively being deceptive about what it is. Man, I'm driving. Like I can tell the truth and still do a good marketing campaign. Hey, I'm out here with my family right now. We rented this car. We're driving a great time. I'm not buying this car because it's a bad investment, but I did end up making this much money this month, and I'm happy to do that for my family. I can show you how to do it too. That's it, right? I'm not going to say you're going to make it, because that's a lot. Like, when you really think about it, you got to really think about, like, people really are not thinking, like, they're not because they don't really know. That's why. And this is why I'm the way I am. Okay. And it's like, I'm not being a jerk or nothing like that on some of these videos or whatever. It's like, I'm trying to really communicate with people, and they don't really understand this is about your emotional, this is about you. This is about the development of your spirit. This is about alignment and trying to get to the future version of yourself. And the fear and anxiety is you got to get over to get to it. Right. It's not just about money. It's not money. It's the business is just relationships. That's it. But if you look at it from an unhealthy standpoint, I must be bringing in this much revenue per month. Well, then you're missing the entire point of the development of the relationship. So if you're looking at it that way, you're going to miss the whole point of, okay, is this a good person to even talk to? Is this a good person for me to even target? Is this a good person for me to build a relationship with? Should I even send them gifts? Should I even do a marketing budget? Should I even you're going to miss the whole point, and then you end up like one of these gurus, and then basically they fall on their face because they don't really know what's going on. They've made a lot of money, but you can make a lot of money tricking people too, versus actually telling the truth. You can work with a couple clients and make 50 to 100,000 a month to $1 million a month if you wanted to. Nobody knows you at all. You're just a regular business. Or you can try to be somebody special and then drive stuff to make it seem like you're doing good, and then you're just wasting your own time. You see, I'm a living example that he's telling the truth. I'm learning now. Yeah. So the point is that this is really a development of your spirit, right? And it takes time. It's identity. It is coming back home. It's about God. It's about connecting to your feelings. It's about all this stuff, right? And like, people don't think about that. Even the whole Bible is talking about emotions a lot of times. The devil is coming, meaning your desires. Oh, what's wrong with having a desire? If you're looking at it the wrong way, you think that desire is wrong. Desire is a signal for you to come into alignment. That's what that is. But if you look at it from an unhealthy standpoint, you're going to think it's something wrong. Why do you think people buy? Because they have the desire for something new. People cheat because they have the desire for something new sometimes. Well, that's wrong, and they're adulterous pigs, and well, they want something new. Let's figure out a way to give them something new. Maybe there's something that they can do besides cheating. Right? Maybe it's something else. Well, you're nasty. It's just like, well, if we're going to judge people, we're not letting them discover who they really are. You get it? That's like the point. Even talking about like Christ and stuff, like talking about your nervous system. How can you connect with others when you've been groomed to only look out for yourself? And then not only look out for others, but to make sure you don't get abused by them either. Right? How do you not get abused by your clients? How do you take control of the sale? How do you take control of the relationship? Because they're going to steer the relationship anywhere they want to go. So if you don't know where exactly you want to go, you're going to be dragged along with them. There, everywhere. You'll be doing anything. You'll be ending up on calls every single night. You'll be texting every night. You'll be doing whatever the client wants. Why? Because they paid you. I'm the boss. The boss is always right. Isn't that right? No, it's not right. It's not right. The customer isn't always right in that perspective. Right? But the customer is always right in the perspective that, do they want to shop here or not? You see here, there's two different perspectives on the same words. People can be saying the same thing and say something totally different. And if you do not understand what they're saying, you're just going to be in the dark. People want to hear the magic formula. There's no magic formula. You're just talking to people and building a relationship with them with a value exchange. That's it. Right? But if you think that is going to be this thing where you need to buy this boat, or you need to buy this car, or you need to buy this thing to make you feel better about yourself, you're missing the entire point of the business. The business is a vehicle for you to discover yourself. It's all a vehicle to discover yourself. Relationships, talking with others, dating, food, experience. Like, these are all a way to communicate with yourself until you realize that it doesn't mean anything. and you realize, man, you get it. It's all about just coming home, and that's what it's about. But until people know, like people really think they're meeting, like people really think that they're meeting. Like I keep running to the same people. Like how do you think that works? You're gonna keep running into the same problems until you learn how to change the problem. How do you fix the problem? You got to change yourself. You got to say, huh, this no longer works for me. This doesn't really make any sense. Why am I doing this? Why do I keep talking to a person who doesn't appreciate me? Why do I keep having clients who don't pay? Why do I keep talking with people who don't really mean well for me? I see the signs, but why do I keep accepting it? It's an opportunity for you to become your better version of yourself, okay? And just to keep it simple, it's just leads in the door. You talk to them, figure out if they're a good fit, close them. That means what else is there? You do the service after that. What else is no? You got to do the magic 3 sales system, the magic 2 calls. That's how you know people fucking with you, man. They're fucking with you. Well, there is a way to increase sales in it. If you care about money, yes. If money's your main motivator, there is ways to maximize it. Yeah. Right? But if you're okay with 50 clients, you're okay with 200 clients, you're fine. But if you want to make 20 million, 50 million, you're going to have to put in a lot of work, and you're going to have to do what these guys are telling you. What's more important, family or money? Well, there's legacy, and you're talking to very neurotic people. It's something I didn't really understand when I was younger, because I'm like, well, these guys are successful and they look like they have money and they look like they have more than me. I mean, they have like all these cars and they have all this stuff. So, but they're with the devil, and you can pick what you want. You can pick what you want. Like that's your life, okay? I'm not judging nobody. You want to make as much money. You want to make 20 million, 50 million. Is just grabbing market share ultimately, which is fine. That's not the issue. The issue is the messaging on how you're packaging what this is. If you're saying, yeah, I do 20 to 50 million a year and I have these great relationships with these people and they do business with us. Okay, I support that. But we're talking about, oh, you increase your sales systems and keep the guy. It's over. These people are crazy because they'll do anything to keep that business alive. You get it? They'll do anything. The business only needs to be alive as long as the person has a desire to solve the problem. When you're dating a woman, the woman is going to want to date you for as long as she wants to date you. You can't make her stay. Can't make her stay. She want to leave, let her leave. It's the same thing. Client's ready to go. Okay, you try to keep them, yeah, but if they're ready to go, let them go. That's it. It's over. Okay, great. Bye. You're not going to chase me? Why? They got so many other clients here. We're making tons of cash, and I got a family. I'm already happy. Everything's good. Why do I need to continue to chase you? You get it? It's a way to kind of anchor you. Like people are always trying to anchor you. You got to understand that because they're needy. Most people are needy. If you're not needy because you understand how things work, you don't really have to worry about this shit. You just get paid, mind your business, and live your life. That's it. It's over. Most people probably don't need any more than 50 to 100 grand a month. What are you really going to be doing with that money? And I'm not judging anybody who makes more, but I'm just saying, like, what are you actually doing? If we're talking about building value, giving people jobs, and making the world a better place, I'm all for it. Sure. But just for the sake of the money, the sake of status, the sake of feeling better than others, it's not really like a thing, right? But this is why people are so like, okay, how do I figure out what's the next thing? How do I figure out, like, I like to figure it out let me be honest, okay? I'm gonna be honest here. I originally only wanted like $3,000 a month. I just wanted a job. It wasn't until I found out that I'm a slave, or that I was a slave at this job. Because why? I thought that if you put your money in a 401k over time, that you can basically retire. I was lied to. They lied to me. They lied to me that if I stayed at this job for 30 years, I'm good. The boss was lying to me. The management was lying to me. The TV was lying to me. The government's everybody's lying to me. So I have to figure out what else is out there. Okay. While I'm figuring out what else is out there, I realize, oh wow, people are lying in real estate too. Everybody's talking about this and talking about that. And the average, okay, let me say this. The average cash flow you earn on real estate is around $300 a month. $300 a month if you don't have the capital. So on a leverage house that they were selling back then, especially on Bigger Pockets and all the other podcasts and all the other stuff, it was $300 you can make a month. I was like, oh, I'll just have 10 houses and then I'll retire because I'll have this and I'll be wealthy and I own houses and I'm successful. And yeah, and then I realized, okay, something's not right here because this shit don't make any, why am I putting so much risk in this shit? This doesn't make any sense. Then I do this marketing thing. Okay, I'm making money there. Okay, I've been making money the whole time, but I'm discovering what's right for me because I don't like to be lied to. And then I hear people lying in the marketing industry. People are talking about fake gurus, this, fake that. This not real. That's not real. You have to learn the fundamentals. You have to learn reality. Once you learn the real thing, it doesn't really matter what people say because you can then create your own reality for yourself. You create it for yourself because you know, here's how much I want to make. Here's what I want my life to look like. Here's what I want to be doing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Here's what I want to be doing on Thursdays and Fridays. And if I cannot get this, I will then mix around and match things around until I'm able to get these things accomplished. That's it. That's pretty much it, right? But along those things, I had the same, oh, wow, look at this tool and look at this strategy. This is like optimal. And then look at this and then look at that. And then after a while, you realize, oh, this is just all bullshit. At the end of the day, it's all bullshit. And it's okay that is bullshit, but it's just all bullshit. And what's the only thing that matters? The development of who I am, my identity, right? Because it's not my ego, but who I am. Because I'm not attached to any of this bullshit. I'm not attached to it. That's the point. I'm not attached to it. I don't care. You lose the money, start over. Get the money back, okay, right? Have a family, great. They're going, okay. You get it? The point is to develop yourself to not be anchored down to these things because you're not always going to have it. But if your identity is wrapped into how much money you're making and how much capital you're raising, you're then going when you don't have that, then who are you? You lost everything, right? You lost everything. Now you go jump off a bridge or something stupid because you think that mattered. You really thought that mattered when the real thing is the relationship with these people that you're building with. You're trying to work on a project together, right? It's a healthier way to look at things. But if you don't have your nervous system intact, you don't believe in God and stuff like that, then you're not going to be thinking like that. You're going to be thinking in the the logical way. If you're thinking logical, you're losing the game. You're losing the game. You're missing out on a whole another experience. And that's what's going on right now with people. They all are doing things logical. I'll just punch my mom in the face for $1 million. It makes perfect sense. There's no amount of money a person can offer me to do some stupid shit like that. Or backstab my friends or backstab people that I know. Why? Because I know how to generate my own $1 million. Why do I need somebody to give me $1 million? You see? That's the difference. That's the difference. You can't be attached to this stuff. You can't be attached to the titles. You can't be attached to your failures. You're just a person living. You're just living. You're living your life, and that's it. I'm trying to figure out what to do and how the best way I can do it. That's it. When you're doing that and you're looking at it from that perspective, you're going to win more than other people because they're looking at it as if they cannot do it. They're a failure. They're pathetic. Something's wrong with them. They're unhealthy or whatever, right? And I remember when I was young, I was scared. I was scared. I was scared to be successful. I was scared to talk to girls. I was scared to make money. I was scared that I would know what to do with the money. I was scared that I would be able to invest in real estate. I was scared. This is a scared person too, just like everybody else. Okay. I may not sound like now, I get annoyed more now because I'm like, oh, it's just a part of the process. But people don't tell you that. They don't tell you. They just be like, oh, just do it. Don't you got the balls? It's like, this shit is stressful, man. What the fuck? Like, because I understand the real thing. But if you're a psychopath and you have zero emotions and your nervous system is shot because you were probably abused as a child and then abused as an adult and then continuously abused by the TV and brainwashed and whatever else, you're probably going to have you're probably going to be desensitized to how other people process information. Right? I could tell somebody, nut up and shut the fuck up, pussy, get up and do these push-ups. Know what I'm saying? Right? I could do that. Or I can be like, look, man, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot. It is a lot. You're right. It is. I've been through it. Right? And then you'd be like, well, just do your best. That's it. I'm here. That's all. That's you good. Don't worry. I got you. That's it. That's all I can say to reassure them that don't worry. I got you. Because they're going to be questions that are going to be had. You can be like, does this make sense? Should I buy this? What do you think about that? What about this? What about that? Oh my gosh. Why are they lying? Why are they doing this? What's it? Well, the same questions I had. These are all the same questions that I rant about on here. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody abuse this person? Why would somebody be like, think about this, ready? You're so rich. In fact, you decide to do the dumbest thing you could possibly do as a human being and eat a kid. How fucked up mentally do you have to be? People not really thinking about this. They've been consumed so much by their own ego that they gotta feel like they gotta eat a kid or a human being. That's weird. That's weirdo stuff, okay? Let's see what Teddy said. Teddy says, that's why I was like, yeah, let me get my own capital. These motherfuckers lying. Yeah, bigger pockets. Get your pocket. Yep, get your pockets empty. Yep. 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 Quite a Buddhist perspective can't be attached. Yeah, like I said, this is just an experience. Most of this stuff is just an experience. Um, but if you like, if, for example, the spiritual people, they have a thing where you're like, you're not supposed to be working, and no, you're going to hell. And it's like, well, I'm just having a relationship with people, and I'm helping the world. Like, what's the problem with that? Well, it's the devil and Babylon, and it's like, okay. I mean, what the fuck do you want from me, man? Like, that's why some of the shit I don't agree with, some of the spiritual stuff. I'm like, this can't be right. This can't be right. No, that don't make any sense. You're not hurting anybody by making money. You're not hurting anybody by being successful at life, meaning being a developed adult. Okay, you're not hurting anybody by doing that. Okay, most people's issues are because they won't take this journey to autonomy. You get it? They're not taking the journey to freedom. They're not learning. They don't want to accept people for what they are. That they're just drones sometimes, and sometimes they don't know shit, and sometimes they do know things, and sometimes they're scared, and sometimes they're horny, and sometimes they're not. And okay, that's a part of being a leader, right? Like, you understand these things and you try to make it better for them. How do you make it better for them? You give them the products. That's what that's what it's for. Okay, they're stressed. How do we de-stress them? Let's create this software. All right, good. Boom. You making money? They're happy. I mean, everybody's winning here. What's the problem? Why is there an issue? You're gonna go to hell for that? Think about it. Does it make any sense? Well, I gotta get out of Babylon, the great, and going to hell. That's not talking about that. It's talking about spiritually. Okay, like, I'm still learning about this spirit stuff, but like, some of the stuff ain't right. Some of the stuff is right. Okay, flat Earth, I'm all down with that. Sure. Okay, try to eat healthy as you can. Sure. Okay, but you're going to go to hell for somebody tricking the shit out of you the entire time? Come on. Come on. That doesn't make any sense. Somebody's literally tricking you every day, and you're supposed to be like, well, I guess I'm going to hell now. It's like, does it make any sense? Does it make sense? You had a chance to save yourself, and now you're going to hell. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't realize something's wrong with that person too? Like, I'm just trying to get through this thing just like everybody else. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. Well, you could just live in the woods like me, and then the bad guys are still gonna come get you. Then what? Well, God will provide. Okay, dickhead. Like, you get this. You know what I'm saying? The point is that you're supposed to be developing yourself. While you're developing yourself, God will put you through these situations, and you're going to be able to connect with the situations. You can be able to identify what's going on. And you say, okay, how can I do this, man? Am I going to be a leader? Or am I going to be a dictator? So it's the same position, different frame. You're the leader or you're the abuser. because you're trying to take control. Leader says, you can follow me if you want. Abuser says, do this or else, and you're dumb or something. They laugh at you. They try to control you. Okay? If that makes sense, all right? Let's see. Spiritual people will be having me in the beginning. Yep, but then leading people to communism. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. The whole thing is that communism inherently is not bad, but it's not good either. Capitalism is not good or bad. The whole thing is that who's in charge and who's leading the people. Because most people don't know shit. If they don't know, they need somebody to lead them, and they're scared. If I'm scared, like I remember the first time I figured I had to be the leader, I was like crying. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I don't even know how to talk. I could barely talk. I used to be terrible at communication. I'm like, why do I even need to say all this? Don't people know this? This doesn't even make any sense. I was that disconnected. I did not know. Even now, sometimes I'm like, damn, I'm like, if I'm just, I just be saying it how it is right now, and people are still going to misinterpret what I'm saying because they don't have the world experience. They don't have the experience yet. You get it? It takes time. You need to be on a one-on-one call, or you need to be on a group call or something. It's not like you just watch the videos and it's over. It doesn't work that way. You need to be literally talking to the person one-on-one. It can still be on a video. It's better if it's in person sometimes, but the next best is video, and then the next best is group call. After that, you're getting really low quality information because you're not going to be able to process the information correctly because it's not communication. It's a one-way form of communication, if that makes sense. It's a one-way communication. This is I've had the experience of rice, beans, and a piece of meat. Yeah. So, but ultimately, what I'm really trying to say here is this: the stuff is pretty simple. Life is pretty simple, but the issue is bad guys or people that want to mislead you, tricking you. That's the game. The whole game is to keep tricking you. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. They're afraid that you're going to find out that they don't know what they're doing. They're afraid to find out that, okay, well, once these people actually figure out what's going on, how am I going to survive now? Why? Because they need all that money. If you need all that money, then you're dead. It's over because you need all this stuff. I don't need two pools. I do not need a mansion. I do not need this stuff. I'm just doing it just to do it because I want to help people. And here's like a result of me helping people. That's it. But most of the stuff I do anyway is to give back to people anyway. I don't care. I do not need a jet because I don't want one. I do not need a super nice car. What I do want is to have great relationships with people. And I want to travel to a couple places per year. And that's it. That's what I want. That's my life. Right. And that's really it though. I don't really want anything. I never really wanted any of this shit. I just wanted $3,000 so I could just have a kid. But this is what life will turn you into if you're going to be serious. Because once you know the truth, you can't ignore the truth. Because none of this shit matters, man. None of this shit matters, man. It don't matter. But if you go into it like it does, you're gonna ruin the entire experience. And then you're gonna have people try to get you to believe in God, which is great, but then now they're gonna say, well, give up everything for the Lord. You don't think that's a trick too? You don't think that's a trick? Hmm? You don't think just submit to God. You're submitting your complete submission as a slut or whatever you are. I mean, it's like, come on. You don't think God wants you to be an independent person, thinking for yourself and trying to help others? You don't think that's what God wants? No, He wants you poor. Yes, God wants you poor. Yes, and paying taxes. Yes, it makes perfect sense because if you have money, you're evil, right? You get it? If you're not anchored to the shit, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Does that don't mean money doesn't mean anything. It's not about the money. It's about what you do with it, about who you are. Right? Do you let yourself get consumed by these things? Do you let yourself get anchored by these people and these women and all this stuff? Do you let yourself get anchored by these drugs? You know what I'm saying? Life is simple. You wake up, okay. I mean, damn, I've been brainwashed my whole life. How do I figure this out? Welcome to the journey. Then you figure it out. And then you're gonna figure out, oh wow, these guys that have all this money, they're weird. They are gonna be they're weird guys. They're not healthy spiritually people. That's why they need money to validate who they are. That's why I found like 20,000 to 50,000 was like a good number. You can still do 100, right? But you don't really probably need that much unless you want to bring more value. I want to have more relationships. What I want, a farm to help people eat because the food is fucked up. You gotta be a real business owner, man. You gotta be a real person, man. Let's see here. Empathic business people really got the blueprint. Yep. They focus on building and improving systems for people. Yes. Like someone with a system for referrals, which I do have, and just thanking people that send them their way ends up more referrals. Yes, exactly, because it's a real relationship. Yes. So people will ask for referrals and get them and don't say thank you for anything. Yep. Yeah, that's it. But by giving more, you get more. But how many people talk about that? It's not where people are at mentally. People aren't there mentally. You know what I'm saying? They're not there talking to them like that. You know? Hey, here's how you can take the journey to entrepreneurship and be happy and successful and help others and help humanity. It's like nobody wants to hear that shit. They go, how do you want to be rich and show your cousin that you're asshole, that is, that asshole that he's poor and he's laughing at him. How would it feel to drive by him and smile? And it's like, yeah, it's like it's easy to get taken over like that because that's a selling point. It's not a healthy selling point, but I mean, it's still a selling point, right? Hopefully, you steer them back to reality and say, maybe it's not the best thing to do that. You got the car, you did it, so maybe it's not the best thing to do that. But you're not going to hear that, are you? Right? To let somebody have that much control over you is not good, right? But the signal is good that the envy and the jealousy is a good signal. It's a good signal. It's not really a good emotion to act on. So it's a good signal though to know that hey, maybe I should get more control of my life so I feel better about myself. So I don't feel so down when there's other persons around me. Right? Like that's like a healthy way to look at it, right? So it just depends on how you want to receive the information. Um, but most of the time people just are being tricked. And it's easy to trick them too, because they don't know shit. Like I said, I was just on the call with that lady. She don't know stuff. I know she don't know what's going on. I can just be like, oh wow, but you like this. I just hypnotize her. I can do anything. She don't know what's going on. We'll just go over here, go over there. To eat and pound my hand down. Oh wow, this is delicious. I know. How was it? And they're just, they're trusting me, and I'm just fucking with them. It's like, why would I do that? I mean, it's like it'd be a little funny, but it's not. It's not really funny. It'd be like a little amusing for like 10 minutes, but I was like, okay, it's not really funny. That's why I really don't do the girl thing. That's why I don't do the boats and the trips and stuff. Like I still go on the trips because it's a family trip, but I really don't do the stuff because it's not really like it's not cool. It is funny for like a little bit, but it shouldn't be that funny that long. You know what I'm saying? It's like that long. You know what I mean? Like that long. Let's see. Maybe I should stop doing my fair share and stop paying taxes. Thought never to occur to people. Yeah, exactly right. But that's the whole point. So, and to say this too, I'll just finish off with this. The main point I'm trying to say here is that you just get clients in the door, the right clients. You say the right words, right? That connect with them, and they're going to buy because they showed up. If they're showing up, they're already ready to buy. I mean, that's pretty much it. They're interested. All we got to do is make sure we have enough interested people. That's it. You just maintain the relationship on the back end, and that's it. There's more to it, of course, right? But the more you make it complex for yourself, the more you're going to make it like harder because they're going to be like, okay, well, I need to earn $1 million. Okay, well, then now you need this much because you want to earn that much. You need to do this now, right? Or you want to earn 5 million. Okay, well, now you need to do this now. You don't just get to, it's not the same amount of effort. You have to do particular behaviors for particular things. And the question is it worth it to you? And is it in alignment with who you are? Right? Is the work amount that you're going to be doing, and is the work in alignment with who you are, where you're not going to get tired of doing it? You love talking to people on the phone, great. You're going to continue to talk to people on the phone. Do you love helping people? Great. You're going to continue to love helping people. That's why I can help people all day and nonstop and make these videos and just ranting. That's why I can do it. I like doing it. I like helping people. Right? That's it. Like it's not like it's rocket science, but people don't know that. Don't you have the secret sauce though? You're a great speaker. I just like what I'm doing. If you like what you're doing, you're going to get better. If you like what you're doing, you're going to enjoy the ride. If you like what you're doing, you're going to have a great time. But then when you're listening to freaks
how much am I getting paid from this? And how much the return on investment? Well,
I remember there was this one knucklehead, man. I got to call in like 30 minutes. There was this one knucklehead, man. I was supposed to work with him. I was like, yeah, I can get you clients. Where he was like, you can get clients. I was like, I mean, yeah, what the fuck? Like, because like once you know what's going on, other people, they don't know. And they don't know shit, basically, right? Like I can get real estate leads out the wazoo. I mean, yeah, I get them for the door with dropping their pants, giving me money, doing everything. You can do it. You can do it. I'm like, yes, I can do it. Yes. Well, do you have like, but are they a good fit? And that guy wasn't, because he was like, well, it doesn't really matter how much it is as long as the return on investment is right, right? I'm like, I mean, I guess, yeah. Like it costs this much. Well, what are the returns, and what are the guarantees, and just tell me more about. I'm like, well, I mean, it's not for you, man. He's like, what do you mean? I said, it's not gonna work out. Okay. He's like, what do you mean? This is not gonna work out. He's like, why? Like, what's going on? I mean, he's gay, basically, right? He's a fruit cup. Like, he's always like, do I really want to talk to somebody like that? No, I'm not a fucking worker. All right, I'm not a worker guy. Yeah, you need an employee. Where's he still at? He's unemployed, and he was at his job still for like a long time before they fired him. Of course, you're going to be fired because you're stupid. You're stupid. You don't understand it's about relationships, dickhead. You actually need help. You actually need people to work with. No, I can do it on my own. I can just, I'll just lie. You don't think it's gonna catch up to you? Like I said, the shit doesn't fucking matter, right? That's what I said. If I lost everything or whatever, I can get it right back. It's not shit. Come on now, because I got a whole strategy. I already know what I'm doing. Right, so my whole life doing this, right? Okay, you get 20 clients in the door, make like even if I charge like almost nothing, even if I charge like $3,000, let's just say I charge that, right? It's like nothing, right? Charges times like 20, quick 20 clients, is 60 grand in my bank account. Ah, dog, I went bankrupt. I got 60,000 in my bank account, and I'm making 10,000 a month. Okay, great. Now I'm back on my feet within 2 months. Now what? I guess I got to figure out what to do next. Okay, guess what? I'll do it again. Oh no, this time I made this time I made 150,000. Oh my gosh, and I have a total of like 300,000 or something, or whatever number is. Let's just say it's two. You got 200 grand. Okay, great. Now I'm making 20 grand a month. Okay, great. Like it's not what's supposed to happen in my life. I don't do anything. Right? If I did more, if I was having more, you know, like sex with like Instagram girls, I want to take out Lori Harvey, I want to take pictures with her, take a picture of myself with the celebrities. It's like, what am I really doing? Like, what am I actually really doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what am I really going to do? And that's the point. And like, you can do whatever you want. It's your life. You can choose whatever it is that you want for yourself. But that doesn't take me into alignment. I'd rather just make 150,000 to 200,000 or be like a celebrity like Tony Robbins if I'm going to have the impact. But I'm not just doing it for nothing. No, like for what? I just sit around at home and enjoy my life with my kid. Right? See, that's the difference between like real business and then like just this other stuff. You get it, people want to be special. And it's like, I don't care about being special. I don't care about dating Lori Harvey. No, you can go in the big house and do what there? And do what there? What am I going to talk to Steve Harvey about? These guys are all about making money, which is great. I'm not about that. I'm about living a fulfilled life. That's what I do. I'm about living a fulfilled life in alignment with who I am. That's what I'm about. If I want to make more, I'll make more. If I want to make less, I'll make less. It's about me being in control and me doing what I want to do according to my design, because that's what I want to do. If I change, okay, well, I want to earn more right now because it's like nothing else to do. I just want to play the game for the hell of it. Okay. But I'm not going to be like, oh, I went on a date with Shakira. I'm dating celebrities. Who are you dating? Like, what does this person do that the regular hood joint can't do? Obviously, it's a hood joint, but like, what am I supposed to be at a really nice house or drive a really nice car? Yeah, but like, this is the luxury. I'm in marketing, so I understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I understand what's happening, so it's not like I'm not dumb. So that's like the issue here, okay? But that's like the whole point, okay? Bars, I want to like what I'm doing and be like Carlson. I want to be ranting all day and night. Yeah, exactly. Like that's like basically those are the real guys. The real guys just rant. All the people that you see ranting, they're the real thing. Everybody else is they're not. They're just trying to make money with their business, which is fine. But it's like I said, after a certain number, I'm done. Like I'm done. These guys don't really know how to invest either, so they don't really know what they're doing financially either. So they'll make all this money, they'll have like millions of dollars, and they don't really know what the fuck they're doing with it. They'll be celebrities too. They don't really know what they're doing with their money either. They'll make like I just made 150 bands or millions or whatever. Okay. Oh, like, okay, what do you want? Like, what do you want from me? Like, you want to pay taxes on it like an idiot? Okay, keep being crazy. Like, what the fuck? Like, like if you're just doing it the regular way, you're going to get the money anyway. Even if you did the bare minimum of just getting like 20 clients a month or something like that. Yeah, I got 20 sales this month. I'm trying to do another 10 sales next month. I mean, by the end of the year, you got like 400, $500,000. What are you gonna do with that money? What are you gonna do with it? You just put it in real estate, but it's like if you do it the dumb way, and you're dumb, then you get scammed. I will put 20% down. I'm sure you will. You will buy the whole thing? I'll buy it in cash, yes. Like, of course you will, you dummy. You're gonna pay your fair share too. That way you at it. How you gonna kiss Mom Donnie's butt? Kiss somebody's behind. When you really know what's going on, like I said, like I'm just gonna finish out with this, okay? When you really understand what's happening, this stuff is a lot simpler than what it seems, and it's not really that hard. The hard part is nobody really wants to take control of their own lives. Okay, they don't want to take control. They always want somebody else to take the control. The government, their wife, their girlfriend, the guy. What is it? God, right? They want God to take over. They don't want to be people who help themselves. I think people know the saying, God's help people who help themselves. Right? You not just by work, not just by faith, by works. Right? How are you supposed to build the kingdom of heaven here if you're not doing it in here? And you focus on getting money. You're letting the bad guys win. The bad guys are all about money. How much easier is it just to take those clients? It's easy. It's easy. But if you do it the dumb way, believe in God the dumb way, what happens? Now you're a slave. You're still another slave. Now you're a slave. You get it? Why would God want you to be a slave? He wants you to be in control and do the right thing. I don't know. That's just my opinion, man. I don't know. I rant too much, man. I rant too much. I rant, and I rant, man. And I hope that I hope sometimes these things get through to people because I just don't want them to waste their time like I did. Just believing all these titles, believing like, oh, if I fall on my face, man, it's over. Or if I go bankrupt, then it's like the end of my world or something. And it's like it doesn't really matter because you got what you needed. You got the skill sets. You got the relationships. I have the relationships. I have the skill sets. I have all the stuff. If I ever fell on my face and I really had to start over, and I really had to lose everything and just like, okay, now what? I just get it back in like a couple months to a year because I don't require much, and not requiring much is a lot of money. 30,000 a month. That's a lot to me. 50,000 a month. That's a lot to me. 100 grand a month. That's a lot. I don't need more than that. But I could do it. I could earn millions of dollars. I'm going to probably do it because I have nothing to do. And I want to help people. But it's like, you know what I'm saying here? Like in my personal little life business, I only plan on doing like 50,000 a month or 20 grand a month, 20 to 50,000. That's it. That's all I'm really making. I'm not really making like, oh, I need to make a million. I don't, it's my personal little business that I make money in now, like 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand. I need to make more than that. If I want to do a publishing business and I'm trying to build my list, by default, you're going to be making more money because you have a publishing business. Yeah, but I'd be doing it to impact people. And I'd be making a lot of money doing it. I'll be making, okay, yeah, we made like 100 million or whatever. Okay, yeah, go build a playground over here. Go do this now. That's what I'm going to do with the money. Cause I don't care about none of this shit, man. I just hope this stuff makes sense. Cause it just doesn't. Like most of the money, I've always used money to reinvest in myself. That's what I do. Oh yeah, okay. What do I need to know now? Okay, I gotta do this. Okay. What I gotta do now? Okay. I invest in relationships, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just people, they're just doing everything else but that. They're doing everything else but the thing that actually matters. And because of that, they just can't figure it out. They're always struggling. They always have issues. And I just think that most of the people that create Bibles and they create like the spiritual stuff, they're not people who can take care of themselves. They just can't. I personally think that in order for you to really write a really good, you have to discover yourself and go through this journey and do this, all this other, and then finally you'll say, okay, this is what it is. Because otherwise you really don't have the experience to talk about it. You don't have the experience to understand people and where they're at in their journey. Like people are always bashing religion and stuff like that. And it's like, well, some of this stuff is helpful to people because they just are lost people. If that's the beginning of the journey to discover who they are, then that's fine. And what happened to them and getting healing, that's okay. But it's not okay when it's the wrong person using the tactics and brainwashing the other people. You know what I'm saying here? That's like the issue. Is when you're harming people. You know? I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I didn't mean to rant this long. But, it's just one of those things where, life is not that hard and it's not that serious. It takes 20,000 to get everything you need in your life and back on your feet. 20,000, that's it. After that, any money you make after that is just up, 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 because you don't really need to save money because it's fake. You get it? If you know the real thing, you won't be doing all the fake stuff. Well, I have over 200,000 and I have $1 million saved up in cash because you're dumb. Congratulations, you're stupid. Why would you have that? Go put it in a business or something. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Go build a farm or something. Go do something with it. Well, I have it in case of emergency. You don't have friends? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you don't have employees you can get this to? Like, you don't got nothing? Like, you got $1 million? I got $1 million. Exactly what I need to live the rest of my life. If you understand anything about the money supply, you know that that's bullshit because they can just change the money supply anytime. Go buy a farm. Go buy a business. Go build value for people. Go do something. You understand? People want to trust they want to trust the government though. They want to trust the bad influencers. I guess that's what happens. So anyway, that's it. That's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to munch on something. I just haven't really been eating like that lately. I ate some black rice yesterday, and I was like, I'm not really feeling any food right now. Um, I know I've been like back and forth with the spiritual videos and the business videos, but it's like all the same stuff. It's the same thing. People don't know it though. They don't know it though. They're not there yet. They haven't earned enough money to be like, this isn't about the money, is it? It's like, no, it's not. It's about your spirit. When is all this going to be enough? That's really what it's about. When are you going to be enough for yourself and say, I'm just me having an experience while I'm here, and I'll continue to discover the secrets of the world as I choose to. But it takes time to build the muscle. You can't jump from thing to thing. It's like really, it takes time. This takes time. It takes time, man. And people don't talk about that. Always talking about how to get your next sale, how to get new leads. You won't believe the new easiest way to. They're talking about developing your spirit. How would you like to discover something new that's going to change your life for the better? Sure. Okay, that thing is X. Right? That's the real thing. Here's how this thing will impact you and make your life a little bit easier. But most people never see the real thing. Anyway, that's it. Okay. See you.